you are going to learn how to make this picture. Put your camera on a tripod using manual mode. Aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and manual white balance, and manual focusing. You're going to want to take a picture of yourself. It's just going to look like that. It'll take another picture with nothing in there. I was using one softbox to the left of me, pointed directly at me, and there was another softbox to the right of me, just aimed up at the ceiling. You don't need special lights or anything like that. Just drag and drop them into Photoshop and push enter to get rid of that little X. The little lock icon right here, and drag it to the trash can so I can move this layer on the top. Grab the quick select tool. Just select the upper part, so your shirt, your arms, and your head. Select. We're just going to click the layer mask icon down here in the bottom right. What's done is it's deleted everything but the top part of my body. So we got that done. Now what we need to do is recreate the shadow. So let's grab the quick selection tool and just make a selection over the body. So now let's make a new layer, and now let's fill in this selection with a dark. I'm going to sample this color down here because that's a good shadow color. It's not too gray, so I'm going to grab the paintbrush tool, hold down Alt, and then click that area, and that will sample it right there. And I can just press Control Backspace, and it will fill in that selection. It's just drag and drop it below that layer. You're going to want to grab your move tool actually, and just move it over here just like this. And now I'm just going to blur it. So filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Now you can increase the radius, decrease the radius. There. Click OK. We are going to place that grass. Sure. So I'm going to go to Image Canvas Size, push the up arrow, that many pixels. Click OK. Extended it a little bit because the grass under my shirt here kind of extends longer than the picture actually is. So let's select it, push Shift Backspace, and push Enter. And it's going to try to fill that in. I don't know, not that great of a job. If you zoom in, it looks pretty sketchy. By grabbing the Mixer Brush tool, making it very large and very soft, painting in all that little area. We are going to add this guy. Basically what you do is you take a white bed sheet, hang it up close against the wall, about a foot away from the wall, and then put a flash in between the wall and the white bed sheet, and then it will flash the background white. And then you're also going to want to illuminate the front object that you're photographing as well. So you need two flashes to do this. If you don't even have one flash, you can just put the object on a white piece of paper, photograph it, and then dodge the white part in Photoshop, and it will make it white. So that's what you can do to easily isolate a subject, to make it really easy. And here's why the isolation comes in handy. We can just drag and drop it into the photo. I'm just going to push enter right here, bring it up in the front layer so we can see it. Is select the magic wand tool, and I have my tolerance set to 20, and I have the contagious option deselected. So I'm just going to click once, and it's going to select all the white areas. Notice that it is also selecting the little white areas in between the grass. Simply press the delete key on my keyboard, and the background is now deleted from that layer. Now I can just drag it and then press Control T to go into free transform mode and rotate it around and drag it down here, and now we can just resize it, reposition it to any way we like. Alright, that's a good position right there. I'm going to push enter. Select the shadow layer right here, grab my brush tool again, and painting with the same color that the shadow was, draw that shadow back in. Do that right there, and that doesn't look too bad. So there's the shadow. Here it is before and after. Sometimes the grass, it looks pretty bright on the edges of the grass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my burn tool. So what I'm going to do actually is now burn the highlights. Just kind of do that a little bit. You might need to lower the opacity a little bit if you don't want to burn it too much. Alright, now one last thing I'm going to do is just burn the grass a little bit. So I'm going to click the burn tool again, go into my shadows, and it's on 25% right now for the exposure. I'm just going to grab a big brush and simply burn the grass just a little bit. So here's the before the burn, and here is after the burn. It just gives it a little bit more color. Here's some other cool examples here. You could just put some like mechanic machinery, hair underneath you, more body parts. You could put a guitar, musical instrument, another copy of yourself. And also check out the Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/photo extremist. That's where you can find more of my pictures, and you can find tutorials, and you can also see just, you know, the Facebook wall. Who doesn't want to see the comments?